just because it's for Eric, we will go and take the sightseeing tour with Anna. And with a grin and a giggle, she slides her hand into yours and pulls you through the crowd, and you keep your heads low as you disappear together. You're welcome. You and Anna wind through the many empty rooms of the library, eventually spilling into a dusty and forgotten archive labeled Banned. And Anna says, that sign might as well say only Anna and Sarah beyond this point. There's nothing more tantalizing than forbidden knowledge. And Sarah says, and look how much there is. We could read forever and never stop filling our heads with terrible things like poetry. Let's see, removed from the shelf. Think of the kids! Anna grins and comes to peer over your shoulder as you flip it open. And Anna reads a poem. Never have I dreamed of more than to lap as waves along your shores and lick the salt from your sand, your pores. And Anna says, very classy erotica. I'm impressed, but not surprised. They should put this in the case with the nasty doodles. And you pass her the book, and she pores over it, placing one manicured fingernail across her lips as she reads. And Sarah says, I feel like I'm losing you to that book. And Anna looks shocked and she says, No, I'm here. Sorry, sexy poetry is one of my very few weaknesses. And then she's thinking, sexy poetry and reporter girls. And Sarah says, were you a big reader when you were a kid? Anna says, oh yeah, my parents enrolled me in a prestigious prep school, and you were either reading your weight in books every day or you were failing. And Sarah says, well, that must have been high pressure. And Anna says, the pressure was, in a word, grueling. I was eating over my textbooks and barely had time to sleep. Maybe I've always been attracted to that level of self-sacrifice, considering my current career path, huh? Thanks, Payne, for the lurk. And Anna's thinking, sometimes I just want to throw my phone in a lake still. And Sarah's frowning at Anna, and she says, wow, Anna, that environment sounds rigorous, to put it lightly. How long were you there? And she goes, oh, they kicked me out for protesting the unethical expectations they were placing on the student body. That was how I ended up in the school with the unfair uniforms. They couldn't get rid of me as easily. And Anna says, well, what about you? Who were you in high school? And Sarah says, well, I've always been... I think Sarah would be uninterested in labels. And she said, sometimes you couldn't tear me away from my textbooks, and other times it was hardcore reality TV binges. Life is full of surprises, though. I did excel in college until a family emergency pulled me away. And Anna gives you a significant look and nods. And she's thinking, we're more and more alike with every word out of our mouths. A woman, and she says out loud, a woman who will sacrifice for those she loves is someone to treasure and keep close. I'm glad to have met you, Sarah. And you feel blood rush in your cheeks and smile bashfully. And Anna says, anyway, you're in good company. I didn't even enroll, and yet here we are, two queens. Stretching deeply, and then settling onto the floor with crossed ankles, Anna sighs. As she flips another page in the poetry book, and a tendril escapes her ponytail. And Sarah says, Anna, read me a poem. And Anna props her chin against her palm, considering you more closely. And Anna says, well, sure, why don't you come sit with me? And you do as she asks. And Anna cracks open the book, clearing her throat. And she reads this poem. Lace your fingers through with mine as I run to catch the train, and the train will take us home again. And Sarah's thinking, she's even more beautiful when she's focused on reading. And Anna continues to read the poem. Breathless now, I hold you close, and the city we escaped fades to prose. In your eyes I'm carried away. You are my home and my train. And Sarah says, wow, Anna, that was beautiful! Beautifully written. Beautifully written. And Anna's eyes flick up and meet yours, and for a moment you stare back and forth inches from each other. And a sudden smattering of applause sounds in the distance, and you hurry to stand and return the poetry book to the shelf. Sarah says, Tony's going to be looking for me to wrap up the segment. Oh, shoot, Anna, you diva of distraction. And Anna says, I take that as a compliment. You know, you've never felt so alive. And you bolt for the door together, racing back to the main event. I like that scene. That was a good scene. I liked it.